After 3 years, most of the Malagasy had died, leaving just 15 of the original 60 alive. In the first few months after the Providence left the island, the 60 or so Malagasy waited eagerly for a rescue ship that unfortunately, unbeknownst to them, would never come. Eventually, everyone left behind had little choice but to make the inhospitable island home. Without many natural resources to work with, the Malagasy dug pits in the sand they would fortify with coral rocks to serve as shelters. Morbidly, it was common for the Malagasy at the time to bury their dead in buildings similar to mausoleums we see in cemeteries today. They'd dig large holes and build walls from the bottom of the pits to a few feet above ground. The structure was then covered by a stone roof to complete a small, self-contained underground building intended to house the dead for eternity. This meant that the Malagasy castaways essentially lived inside what they considered to be graves. Even worse, the stranded survivors were all from the central highlands of Madagascar, far from the coastline that surrounds the country. Growing up and capturing food near the ocean was different than what they were used to further inland, which was made all the more difficult by the dramatically few resources available to them. On top of that, one of the few sources of food that was available to them, which were the turtles, were considered taboo to eat in Madagascar. But despite this, any reservations about eating them didn't last long as hunger crept in and they began to starve. The good news, if there was any in their situation, is that turtles didn't have to make up the bulk of their diet, and neither did fish. Although evidence suggests that the Malagasy became skilled fishermen while on the island, they mostly lived on the seabirds since they were the most plentiful food source available. Unfortunately, even though food, water, and shelter were addressed early on, and the Malagasy adapted where they needed to, their population was dwindling. It's not clear whether this was sickness or malnutrition, but either way, people began to pass away. Not long after the crew left the island as well, the Malagasy created a large raft with what was left of the wood. When it was complete, 18 of them climbed aboard and paddled away from the island, hoping to reach anywhere else to bring back help to save the rest of them. Tragically, these 18 were never seen again. As time passed, the original months they were stranded slowly turned to years on the little barren island, and hope began to fade. After 3 years, most of the Malagasy had died, leaving just 15 of the original 60 alive.